Well, happy Black History Month. They would put Valentine's Day right in the middle of Black History Month. Another conspiracy just to tear up the black family. Oh, you unhappy Valentines, you no gift giving.
Valentine's Scrooge.
You're right. That is a good conspiracy.
Short is my Valentine's Day in the middle of it.
Focus on spending way more money than normal.
You got to spend some more money.
Yeah.
What about that daycare that painted those kids' face black?
Oh. Yeah. Oh, well, you started. I'm going to let you take that on down there, man. I don't know if...
And the girl from Michigan got nerve to be talking about ain't no racism in America.
Ain't no racism in America. I thought about you,
and she an Indian.
When she said that, I promise you, I thought about you. I said, ooh, DC is going to go in on this.
I mean, come on, man.
I don't understand how somebody, regardless of what race you are, can come up here and say that statement and not feel crazy.
She's never been in that situation.
And she's an Indian. And I'm going to tell you what strikes me about that. She not white.
But she done made it in her eyes.
No, but what I'm saying is, which shows you, even though racism exists on all levels, the most pronounced and obvious racism is against black people. So even her as an Indian, but if you just look at her, she's not black.
Right.
So she hadn't experienced the bullshit that we have in general.
Yeah, she hadn't experienced she hadn't been in an environment yet to where she doesn't feel that her color or race is.
And she claims, I didn't come up white or black. Well, you came up white then. Because coming up black is a whole different experience.
A whole different experience.
And what black person ever said they didn't come up white or black? Because if you black and came up in a black environment, of course you black. And if you black and come up in a white environment, they let you know you black. Right. But she came up with no immediate recognizable differentiation from being white. She wasn't black. Right. So I'm saying the racism in America is generally white or non-black against people who are black.
Right.
Yeah.
But she tried to say that she had her experience because she was in a neighborhood and they were Indian and they were the only Indians. But then her camp tried to fix it to say that her speech was about the way she sees America, the way she wants America to be. Yeah, they try to fix it.
Was she legally
the way she? I was like, I heard what that lady said. That lady tripping.
Do you have a problem with English? What his name? English Ever? What his name?
English.
Yeah. He says now he don't want to be called a black actor. He want to be called just an actor.
Oh, I agree with him. He can want to be called anything he want.
Right.
But he is
you talking about
a black actor.
Right.
Cause ain't he from Britain or something?
Yeah, he from Britain or somewhere. He used to be a bellman or something I read.
Yeah.
And then come up, so little weed, making ends meet.
So now he don't want to be known as a black actor, but you are black though.
Yeah, but of course, if you can get rid of that, just at least the stigma, you make more money.
You know, like Senator Jackson said, every role he got was for a white person because he didn't take it like I'm an actor.
Yeah.
The part I can play.
Oh, okay, I see what you're saying. I understand. So he's saying if you say black actor, that means I'm only doing roles
worth
that
less.
are black.
Viola Davis said something in that vein,
right,
you know.
Just say I'm an actor, I can play, from that aspect, because I was looking at it from something else.
Right.
But now I understand what you're saying. In that aspect, I can agree with
However,
that.
I disagree.
I mean, I can play whatever
I think the fight ought to be where even if you are a black actor, you're worth just as much, because as a black actor, you cannot play a role if it's a white man role. Now you can play, if there's a role where it can be either or, you can do it.
Right.
But a white man can't be a black man in a movie.
A movie about slavery, you couldn't do it.
You can't do it.
No.
You can't be the slave master.
Right. That's
You know, and the white boy in a slave movie can't be the slave.
Not at all.
So I got no problem with you calling me a black comic or whatever.
white boy.
But for you to value me less because I'm a black actor,
I got a problem with that.
therein lies the problem with me.
Hey, DC.
Yeah.
Now, if you was a slave and the farm was owned by a white man, but you had a white boy out there working with who was a slave, but he was fatter than the rest of y'all, he getting better treatment.
He probably stealing more. So you know, if you look back at the slave, them slaves, they didn't look like underfed.
So they had to be fed. They had to be fed. You gotta
I
feed
been
them.
like, shit, you DC, you gonna pick the watermelon? You gonna pick a watermelon today or cotton? Watermelon, massa.
I've been in the house. I would have been.
No, you wouldn't have been there.
Yeah,
You're
but
not
it
light
depends.
enough. You're
I
not
ain't
light enough to be in the house.
Yeah, I probably been in the field. It depend on my master though.
You might have been in the house because of your shape.
I'm in between.
Because of your shape. They
'Cause
might
I'm
let you
shaped,
on it
and
because
then
of your
I'm cute.
shape. You
They be like,
cute.
you come on.
They might let you on in that
I
house.
might be the master.
Maybe not the master.
Daughter.
Now just imagine if it had been back then, your son that was here, he'd have some
Oh, he
curly,
in the house.
he'd have some curly hair. You know, my great grandmama had two families, one with another slave, and one with slave master's son. My great grandmother had two families. She had a black family with another slave. That's the side I'm on. She had a family with the slave master's son.
That name ain't Sally Hemingway.
Have you ever met that other side of the family?
I met some that I suspect came from over there.
Wow.
But no, not, I haven't gone that deep into my roots, but I did go deep enough to figure that out.
You
went
heard
deep enough
about
to know you was from the slave side.
Well, I just look at myself and say,
I was on this side.
ain't white man on my side, you know.
Ancestry.com, a lot of people are going looking for their ancestors and found out a lot of dirt going on in their family. A lot of cousins got married.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's why I say I'm not
A
looking.
lot of them ashamed of what they found. Now.
Who's that used to tell that
Yeah,
joke? Always wear a condom when you're sleeping with your cousin.
I'm not looking. Because I know
My-
when
my
my younger
sister
days,
did,
My grandmama told me she was from Mississippi, in Chicago, and she was like, if you ever go down south, you gotta ask people who they family is.
Yeah.
Because
That's
you
right.
don't know.
That's
I
right.
don't know.
Yeah. She
We
said
found out that we are a
North Carolina,
crescent.
Where people, they got thousands of people in their family. North Carolina, some people got thousands of people in their family.
Yeah, back then everybody was having 16, 17 kids. My grandfather was like 13, 14, because you needed them kids to work that farm, man.
Yeah.
And they ain't had nothing else to do back then. We found out that our family.
Hold it,
She
man.
said that,
Hold
she
it.
said that so official. I'm glad Rick saved me because I'm sort of like.
She like, what? She like, wasn't no cable. Anyway.
You ain't had nothing else to do back then.
Oh, they had plenty to do.
Recreational.
They had plenty to do. And they were tired, JJ, from working in fields.
Yeah, but that
And
was
still had a chance to make kids.
You
My
couldn't
granddaddy.
pop a Miller. You could not pop open the Miller.
My
or
granddaddy,
smoke on the blunt.
they had something to smoke and they had something to
But
drink.
then they went in that bedroom.
My granddad's out there working, just working his ass off, and then my grandmama won't give me a little bit. You tired.
Oh yeah, they were getting it in.
Black History Month, these real Black History moments.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
I was gonna say we found out that our family slave master wife, when he died, she gave the land to my family.
No. Did they get it?
She signed it over to my family.
That's all right.
Oh, my granddaddy's people land.
That's all right. See that?
You come from a long line of house Negroes.
And here we are messing up. Black man shot all them people in Michigan State the other day. And
I was like, oh my
the
God.
black suspect in Dallas, the missing monkeys. Now, what nigga steal some monkeys?
How you gonna sell it?
I ain't gonna steal monkeys. You here's a monkey.
Guess he
Black
wasn't
man
like no monkey.
suspect. Stole a monkey.
But the Buffalo shooter did get life without probation, so that's a bright spot.
The Buffalo
he did.
shooter.
Yeah, the guy that killed
New
all
York.
those.
Oh, in Buffalo.
Yeah, in the,
See how that
in the-
guy
Well,
got a jumper?
I'm gonna disagree with you there. I'm disagreeing with everybody there. If you got a death penalty, and you look at some of the people that don't get it, then who the hell gets it?
Black
If
people.
you can go in here, if you can go in someplace and kill
10 people.
10 people, man, that you don't even know, and you don't get the death penalty, then who the hell gets it?
And it's a hate crime too. On top of that.
Yeah. I mean, he clearly said he went there and kill black people,
Right.
and you got a
Oh, he
death.
changed it up at
You
his,
got a death
Yeah,
penalty.
he changed that up.
He changed it up at his little hearing now.
Well, you know,
changed that
everything
up.
gonna
Yeah,
change.
like
you
If I
know.
could take it back, I would.
Yeah.
His life, he did that.
Yeah.
One person tried to jump.
But if there is a death penalty in the United States, and he don't get it, damn,
Maybe it's more.
who the
torture
hell
than it is.
gets it?
I agree with you now. You would think like guys like him and the young man from South Carolina would definitely get it. They should be
Come on, man.
They should be on the speedway.
Come on, man.
Push
to the front of the line.
all the way
Brian-
through the express
Brian-
aisle to the death penalty, but they don't for some reason.
Brian, we good that they
100
got
years
that
ago,
they got
if you
the
stole a
life
horse, they
sentence.
hang
We
you.
good that they got that.
No matter what
What'd you
color,
say?
100 years ago in
Yeah.
America, no matter what color you were, if you stole a horse, you got hung.
Yeah, that's man
That was
like
death just for stealing a horse.
Well, you can say no matter what color you were, but I ain't never heard of a white man getting hung for stealing no horse. Now I do recall a couple of black folk. Just like, and it's 2023. I've heard of one case, and it would happen to be here in Atlanta, Marietta, I think. I've heard of one case of a white man convicted of raping a black woman. And I was asking my buddy who's a judge that, and he sat back in his chair. He said, DC, I mean, I don't know if there's a case study. I don't know if there's a recorded. Have y'all ever heard of a white man? And don't tell me it ain't never happened. But have you ever heard of a white man being convicted of raping a black woman?
I had that same argument when there was things were happening in the NFL, and I'm like, dude, do you think out of 80, 90 plus years in the league of black and white players, I said, and when we're out, you see black women, they talk to white players, they're all players. And you mean to tell me like all these white boys just spotless? They ain't done nothing. I ain't never pushed a woman. They ain't never touched them. I'm like, come on, man. I said, it's just they gonna put us in the news and make it look that way.
Right,
I said, them dudes get get protected, man.
You know, you got two athletes up there in Ohio, remember? They just found out
They ain't do nothing.
for rape charges.
Yeah.
They just found out they were innocent, and both of them was eligible to go to the pros. That was 2 years ago.
Yeah.
But messed up their career.
Just recently, Michael Urban, that was trash.
Right,
Like,
Oh, yeah.
trash,
At
man.
least he's
But-
suing. At least he's trying to fight him.
My friend's a friend of mine's in Virginia. Her son and his friend ran a train on this girl, and she was a Puerto Rican girl. When the big sister came home, she started screaming and crying, and that boy was destined for college. We thought he would go to the pros because that's how good he was. And he working at Walmart now. He was good. He went to prison, not prison. He went to jail. When it was all said and done, he got off, but he working at Walmart.
So, needless to say, it ain't fair.
At all.
I mean, and so for this girl in Michigan to say, you know, basically there's no racism in America, you got to be out of your.
One of the victims of Michigan was related to the lady from Flavor of Love, Delicious.
Yeah, that was the brother that shot the people in
Yeah,
Michigan. Killed a young white lady and a young black lady and a young white guy.
Many told.
You said
3
the girl who got
died.
killed
3
was
died.
5 are still in the hospital, supposedly in critical condition.
The one that got killed?
Yeah.
Huh?
Wow.
What
The
about
black girl who got killed?
The black girl that got killed up in Michigan State.
Yeah.
That was Delicious's niece. Like she put it all on Instagram. Like all
Oh,
kind of
okay.
pictures of the
I
young
didn't know
lady.
that.
Oh my
Yeah, that
God.
was her niece.
Well, I mean, I hate to see anybody die, but that was a brother.
Be a
And
doctor,
And like,
I
what he
believe.
do? Go in the classroom or something?
well, they're saying no, he was in the student union building at first.
Yeah.
But they say he has no ties that they can find to the
They
school.
said
Now
no
he was just nuts, you know.
Said the daddy,
But
the daddy
after-
said that he became angry.
After his mother died
Uh-huh.
a couple
When he
years
killed
ago, he killed himself. When the police
They killed himself.
recognized him and approached him, he pulled a gun out and shot himself.
that the one they said has some stuff on his Facebook page about death or something?
I'm not familiar with that. But it's tragic. These shootings, I was reading that so far in 2023, there's been 60-something mass shootings. And the death toll right at 190-something. So I don't know what the hell is going on. We got other things to worry about, like them aliens flying them balloons in here.
Quick question for the group. How much do y'all think the NRA shells out a year to these senators, to these congressmen, in order to continue to keep it operational where they talk about passing the laws, but then they're like, how much money does the NRA have to allow this? Like, how many times we gonna visit this? We're gonna stop, we're gonna pray.
Well,
less than 4 or 5 days later.
It ain't the guns, man. I hate to tell you, just like Alex Baldwin full of shit talking about he ain't shoot the girl a gun shot her. It ain't the guns, brother.
But you gotta make them less accessible. I get
it ain't
all
the
that.
guns, man.
But you gotta make them less
You'll
accessible.
never get all these guns off the street.
I don't even think you should get them off the street. I just think that
assault weapons, I think, is ridiculous. What is a civilian need with an assault weapon?
right. But they're all, listen, man.
But you ain't gonna get them off the street.
They got laws to where you can't go into places and you can't, make certain stuff hard to purchase. I think they can do the same thing with guns because they can do background checks. But it's easy. You go to, especially in the South, you can go to gun shows, and as long as you got money, you can fill your trunk up with guns, and that's got to stop. You can't. Don't tell me that the state cannot say, okay, it's a gun show. All right, if you're this amount of age and this old, and you don't have a criminal record, you can buy this many guns. And I know it only takes one bullet, but you can control it. But right now, man, hey, however long your pockets are, you can go to any gun show and load it up, man. And that's just to control it, huh?
You go hunting, you do everything. You ain't gotta go shooting people with it when you get it.
But what I'm saying is, you can minimize your access.
Yeah, but here's my argument against that, Brian. Out of all the serial killers that you know of, have heard of, or whatever, how many of them bought a gun at a gun show?
If they bought a gun show, they bought them at a Walmart or Dick's. That's just bad.
So you talking about the gun shows are the
I'm just using an example how
culprit. But none of the people that this boy at Michigan State looked like, when I saw him in the video, looked like he just had like a 9.
I'm gonna tell you something I noticed during COVID, because I'm a gun owner. I find it I didn't find it hard to believe, and I wasn't shocked that when I went to Walmart or Academy Sports around the cab counter, they was out. But you know who was always having supplies, and people knew when they had the doors open at Academy Sports around Snellville and all that. They knew when the truck came in, or places like Prattville, Alabama. They knew the truck came in and they had access to ammo. But in our predominantly blacks, and I had to check with my boys over in Birmingham. Oh no, they out. They're not selling them. You can't go into Walmart off of Panola Road like that and be able to get guns. Why? But they can't. So that's what I'm saying. So
thank
that's why
God.
Well, my thing is, I'm with you, but I'm saying don't tell me they can't control it. That's what I'm trying to go to. I don't want to, but don't tell me you can't control it when I've seen it being controlled.
You saying being neglected in some neighborhoods,
right? And it needs to be, but I'm just saying, like,
in some neighborhoods.
Yeah, but Snellville go ahead.
Well, in Cobb County, at Adventure Outdoors, same thing like you were saying.
That's where I buy some of my guns from.
But right before the 4th of July, they had these big old giant specials where you can get 6 different guns with all this ammo for like
1776 package.
There you go, the 1776 package. It was like less than $2,000. You get like 1,000 rounds and 5 or 6 different guns and rifles and a shotgun
and everything. Yeah.
Damn,
but
I miss it.
But Cobb County Police was out there looking at everybody's license plate. So they were trying to see who was going in the store and who wasn't.
That's like when
I know they can control it.
That's like when they pull that. It was when they pull that scam on the radio. Come down here and claim your $200 prize.
Right.
And everybody go down there to be on be a warrant out for their arrest.
Well, Kennesaw, you got, if you own a home, you have to own a gun.
Yeah.
So if everybody got a gun,
yeah,
it's more.
And since they did that though, because I remember when they did that about 10 years ago, has the crime decreased in Kennesaw? What are the numbers in Kennesaw? Has it worked?
I don't know.
I don't know, man. I just know it can. I know it can be controlled when they choose to do what they want to do.
Huh?
I don't hear it on the news.
Well, they don't report that on the news anyway.
Right.
Because it's the wrong area.
Yeah, they're not gonna make them look good.
Yeah.
Ever.
But speaking of black history, then we got to go to the next segment. But I did see some statistics today that said crime in Atlanta is on the decrease. And they said that we are leading the nation, Atlanta, leading the nation with regards to black businesses, black-owned businesses.
ATL. ATL, shawty.
Rise up.
I believe we open them up faster, but I think we close them faster too.
Wait, Bob.
When it's black business, they including the scammers, they including the water boys, they including everybody who out here on the street selling crystals.
That's Weightball, ladies and gentlemen, who just sold out Uptown Comedy Theater on Valentine's Day. He said he had to work very hard. He said he had to work harder than the weighing. What's the girl's name that was here last week? Look at everybody. Look at Mike running. I don't know. See, don't say I said it. I didn't say you said it. I heard. What's her name? Shante Wayne. Girl, keep your head up.
Mike ain't even on camera. He moved.
Mike ain't even on camera. He running.
He just stepped back. He ain't even on camera. He is. As soon as you said so, he's like,
Say she had a rough time.
Oh man, y'all hilarious.
God bless her. God bless her. What you got, Bo?
Kennesaw is the 5th highest crime rate.
That's what they get
In Georgia?
Even with the guns.
And what was it before that, though? Before they passed the law in Kennesaw that every household has to have a gun.
I don't know what that didn't go back there for. This is 2020.
Yeah.
2019, 2020.
5th highest.
Yeah.
5th highest what now? City in Georgia?
Dangerous city.
In Georgia?
They got every city, got all of them stuff here.
Got the highest ones.
Yeah, they got the highest.
Kennesaw is,
Yeah.
yeah.
So what's the other top
Oh,
four? 'Cause
oh, well.
the top four must be
I know Decatur, College Park got to be in there.
Harry Full.
Out toward Villa Rica.
Harem is number one.
Out toward Villa Rica.
Marietta number 2.
Yep.
In Emerson.
Emerson.
So Kennesaw was 1982. They
Springs.
passed that law.
82 and they passed the law.
Everybody
Okay.
has to have a gun in the city of
Y'all want to
Kennesaw.
talk about DeKalb County, about black folks. Look
We're-
at y'all over there.
We'll be back if we live.